there's something that's not right. He's like, why are you here? And I look down and I see some like girl's boots. I immediately knew it's that girl.
This woman caught her fiance cheating with his co-worker on their wedding day.
A doozy of a story, here we go. In the days leading up to the wedding, it was 5 days before, and I just wasn't feeling right about things. We had been like really hanging out a lot with his coworkers, and there was like something just not right with this one girl that he worked with, and they were like really close. And I asked him about it, and he's like, you're crazy, there's nothing going on, yada yada. I'm like, okay. 5 days before the wedding, he's like, you don't trust me enough to get married. We need to postpone. We're gonna like stay together, but like we need to postpone because you just don't trust me enough. And I'm like, what? Like my whole life is falling apart, or that's how I felt at that time. So my parents are like calling the vendors, and I'm like, what in the world? We had met with our marriage counselors, and they were like, Kirsten, there's nothing going on. Like, he says there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. There's something that's not right. I just felt it. I knew. So we made the decision that we would remain together and work on building trust. Because he told me that like it was my fault that we weren't going to get married, and it was just because I didn't trust him enough. So anyway, fast forward, it's September 30th, our wedding day, and I unlocked the door to the house that I had bought for us. We closed on our house in June. I put the down payment down. He was living in it. I was living with my parents still until we got married. The only thing that he had in this house was $500 towards closing costs that his dad had given him. So he had none of his own money in the house. I did the entire down payment, put it in both of our names. You live and learn, right? So I unlock the door to this house and walk inside, and he is butt naked. And I'm like, why are you in the living room naked? And he's like, why are you here? What are you doing here? And I'm like, it's my house. What do you mean? Like, I'm here all the time. He's like, why are you here? And I look down and I see some like girls' boots or women's boots. Like, I immediately knew this is that girl. And then I hear the bedroom door close. So his bed was in the guest bedroom in our house, and the master bedroom was empty at this time because we were going to be moving my bed into the master. So I hear the master bedroom door close, and I go in there and I find her, and she's like put his clothes on that were in the closet. And, you know, we are fussing. It was kind of redneck. Anyway, then I go into the guest bedroom where the bed is. At that time, I find her underwear, bra, everything is there next to the bed, which had clearly been used. And besides that, I find this budget that they made for their life together. It's cute. Anyway, she told me, like, we're in love, I'm leaving my husband, we're gonna be together, yada yada. And I'm like, he and I are still actively together at this point. The only reason we called off the wedding is because he said that I didn't trust him enough. It later came out that they'd been having an affair for quite some time, several months. She never quite told me like when it began, but it was several months before I ever even became suspicious of her. You know, we like established life insurance policies. He took out a $500,000 life insurance policy on me. It was a really dark season because I had been heavily manipulated and told that I was losing my mind. And honestly, finding him that day, as much as it hurt and as angry as I was, it was a relief because I was like, at least I'm not crazy. I was right this whole time. It was like my gut told me something was wrong, and it was. And I was relieved. The Monday after this happened on a Saturday, I sold my ring at the same jewelry store that had been bought, and used it to retain my attorney. I had bought us a house in June, like I said, and I immediately had to start like fighting for that house. He fought me tooth and nail for it, tried to like up into the bitter end, tried to steal it out from under me. The husband of the girl that he was cheating on me with took her back, and bless his heart, they're still together to this day. But he's like, no, she said nothing happened. Grown people don't get naked together. Bless him. Anyway, so in true my ex-fiance fashion, he moved a different female coworker into the house a few weeks later. I fought them until April to get her and him out of the house, then had to work on selling the house. It took 333 days to be done. She had moved herself, her dog, and her mom in. It was a mess. But through that experience, I learned a lot about myself. I changed a lot. I've had to mourn the person that I used to be because it's like a death. It's a death to this naive girl that just wanted to see the best in everybody. I was gonna try to keep this light. She's not here anymore. But I'm a lot better now than I was, but it's still sad because I wish that I was still like as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as I was then, before I realized just how ugly the world can be. Dang it. 333 days later, I was free. The coworker that he moved into the house after the other coworker stayed with her husband, I sent her a message like I knew her. You know, I think she was invited to the wedding. We all like knew each other and interacted regularly together. And I told her like, you've watched what he did to me. Like, he'll do the same to you. That how do you think that's okay? I told her, I said, you know, he'll do to you what he did to me, but you'll deserve it. And so they got engaged, and he did to her what he did to me. So he cheated on her a few weeks before they were supposed to get married with another married woman. Like, he's sick. He's sick, and it's really sad. I am in a much better place now. Like, I'm so much healthier, I'm so much happier. I put a lot of work into healing. I have a great support system around me that I'm really, really thankful for. As crappy of a hand that was dealt, here we are, overcoming.
Thanks so much to Morgan for letting us share her story. I mean, what a piece of trash he is. And after everything he did, the fact that he fought for the house that she bought for them to live in, no words. Now, Morgan actually released a book called Words Like Water, which is all about her healing journey. And I tell you what, we are so glad to hear that she's moved on from this heartbreaking experience. Commenters on the original video sent all their love and support as well. One said, "Oh honey, I'm so sorry. There's nothing more soul-crushing than being told you're losing your mind. But it turns out you're right the whole time." And another commented, "A woman's intuition is never wrong." Yes. Yes to this. Always trust your gut feeling. It's usually never wrong. As always, thanks so much for watching It's Gone Viral.